Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video. I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to resin this 8x8" wooden panel. This piece was inspired by Olga Soby and her Breaking Through the Limits series. There are two components to resin, the resin itself and the liquid hardener. Step number 1 is to measure out equal parts of resin and hardener. Because resin by volume is heavier than the hardener itself, you need to make sure that you're not measuring with a scale, but rather measured cups. I like these little disposable gelatin cups that I got from the grocery store, but any cup will work, as long as you've got equal amounts of both. Now that you've measured your equal parts, it's time to combine them into a larger cup. I begin by pouring the resin, or part A, into the cup. To that cup, I will then add the hardener, part B. Once you've combined your hardener, it's time to start mixing. Be sure to scrape the sides and incorporate it fully. The recommended mixing time is typically about 3 minutes, but be sure to consult your manufacturer's instructions. For the sake of the video, I've spared you the expense of watching me stir for 3 minutes. Once you've finished mixing, it's time to start applying your resin. I like to place a small puddle in the center of the surface. There's two things you can do after you've done this. You can either tilt your surface around until you've covered it completely with the resin itself. I like to take a wooden stir stick and very gently just glide it over the top of the resin. You want to make sure that you're completely covering the surface. The great thing about resin is that it is self-leveling, so as long as your surface is level and you haven't created any pockets or missed any spots with your resin, it should all fill itself out. There's no need to rush. Slow and steady wins the race on this one, because resin has a very long working time. This particular resin has a 45-minute working time, which means from the time I mix the resin to the time it begins to start curing, I have 45 minutes to work. This gives me plenty of time to check for bubbles, to be sure it's level, and to make sure I've covered every bit of the surface that needs to be covered. To finish out your sides, you can either choose to cover the sides in resin or tape it off. For this particular piece, I've decided to resin the sides. So I make sure that all the sides are completely covered and then scrape the drips. I don't want any drips to form on the bottom of my edges, because then I have to go back and sand them down. And last, but certainly not least, it's time to torch those bubbles. If you don't have a butane torch, A heat gun works just as well. Be sure that you're just very gently kissing the surface of that resin. You don't want to spend too long in one spot either. You don't want to scald the surface of the resin. I like to go back after about 20 minutes and retorch just in case any other air bubbles have popped up. I'm continuing to work on this piece, but the final step is to go ahead and set it out to dry. Be sure wherever you set it is free of dust and debris. Make sure you do not handle your piece before it's had time to fully cure. Check your manufacturer's instructions for full cure times for your brand of resin. I hope you've learned how fun and easy it can be to resin. I've absolutely fallen in love with the beautiful glassy finish that it leaves and how vibrant it really makes my paintings. It really makes it pop. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and come check out my future content, tutorials, fails, joys, and all of the good things in between. Don't forget to leave comments below and any questions you may have. And I hope to see you soon. Thanks for watching.